And the transfer medium I'm going to use today is Hello everyone! This week I thought it will be fun creating a photo transfer using a different transfer medium, which happens to be my very favorite medium to use. And the transfer medium I'm going to use today is acrylic paint. Yes, you can transfer your own photos with just acrylic paint. You don't need gel medium or Mod Podge or anything else. Just acrylic paint. Also, we'll see how to transfer a laser photo and also an inkjet printed photo. It's going to be very interesting to see the differences between the two, so stay tuned. Either way, I think it's going to be a fun video of creating something artistic using our own photos or images and a new transfer medium. So if this sounds interesting to you, come join me now in my studio and let's see what happens. So yeah, today we're going to make a photo transfer using acrylic paints. So first we're going to transfer a photo printed with a laser printer. And then we'll see how the inkjet printer transfer works. And not only inkjet, we're actually going to use a color photo. And I think the inkjet transfer is actually pretty awesome and easy to do. So make sure you stay for the inkjet transfer part. You don't want to miss it. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I love it. Really like these colors. And by the way, if you have my latest book, there's a similar process on page 26 of the second edition and page 30 of the first edition. I hope I got it right. This is the laser printed photo we are going to transfer today. The whole transfer process is going to be much easier if we use a nice bright print with a good contrast. And by the way, if you don't have a laser printer, you can use a photocopy from your copy center or wait for the next part of this video when we're going to see the inkjet transfer. Today we're going to transfer our laser photo onto this flat wood. It's a good idea to first prime the wood with gesso in order to protect the wood and also help the paint stick to the wood. At this point, the wood is ready and we can transfer the photo, but I like to either create a collage or, like what I'm going to do today, I'm going to mount a book page as the background. The reason I like to have the book page or any other text in the background is so we can get the text showing through the transfer, like in this example. So now that the wood is coated with gesso and I mounted the book page over it, we are ready to transfer the photo. And since we're going to use acrylic paints for the photo transfer, we need to decide which type of acrylics work best. In a previous video, I tested different type of paint, like craft and heavy body paints. You can watch the video. I will post the links to the video below. But anyway, in that video, we determined that the best paints for photo transfer are soft body paints. So that's what we're going to use today. And since I want the background to somewhat show through, I'm going to use soft body paints that are also semi-transparent. Now we are simply going to cover the background with a few different paints, and it's important to use a good amount of paint or the paint will dry before we even attempt the transfer. And now we are going to place the photo face down and press it down onto the wet paint. It's always a good idea to let the transfer air dry overnight, but if you're short on time, you can always use a hairdryer on low settings or even place it in the sun. But anyway, I'm going to let it dry overnight, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye! Meanwhile, while we're waiting for it to dry, I wanted to mention that if you like this process, you're going to love my book, the new mixed media photography book. The second edition is now available on Amazon, so make sure you check it out soon. By the way, if you already bought my book in the past, you don't need the second edition. It's pretty much the same book, just printed on a better quality paper. That's all. So you don't need to buy it again. And if you prefer the digital PDF version, the ebook is available on my website, nitsacreativestudio.com. See you there! Now let's wet the back of the transfer with clean water until the image is visible from the back. I'm going to use an artist knife to help me start peel off the top paper. When I'm done with the top paper, I let the transfer dry again for just a few minutes. I then wet it again and use a soft sponge to remove the leftover paper until the transfer is revealed. When the transfer is done, I protect the transfer with a layer of semi-gloss varnish and another layer of matte varnish. I really like it. I think it came out great. So colorful, and the fact that you can see the text in the background, that's an added bonus. To be honest, I'm a little tempted to paint it. Here's an example of a hand-painted transfer. So this is what I'm thinking about. But maybe I'll be good and just leave it as is, leave it alone. I'll really try and we'll see. Okay, so now as promised, let's see how Inkjet paint transfer works. And like I mentioned before, we're not only going to use an Inkjet printed photo, but it's going to be a color photo. I usually prefer to transfer black and white photos because they stand out better over the colorful background. But I'm curious to see what will happen if we use a color photo with the paints. What is it going to look like? I don't know. Let's see. It's very interesting to try it. And remember, just like before, we're going to print on a standard printer paper. Don't print on a photo paper or any type of heavy paper. Actually, the thinner the paper is, the better. In fact, I would like to recommend this printer paper, which is quite thin and so it's so much easier to remove. So this is the photo I'm going to transfer. And this time we are going to transfer our Inkjet printed photo to a journal page instead of wood. as we did before, we are going to place our photo face down onto the wet paint. We now need to let it completely dry, but we don't need to wait for long, maybe just an hour or so. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I think it's another successful paint transfer. And I love all these colors together. I think this combination of colors is really fun. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful in any way. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to give this process, this fun process, a try. I think you should. I think if you do, you're really going to enjoy it. And as you saw, it's super easy to do. That's why I had so much fun today making this video and creating lovely paint transfers using my own photos. So thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for sharing, and mostly thank you for your time. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Acrylic paint magic. Yes, you can just... It's too noisy. I wonder if you can hear it. Track noise from outside. Can you hear it? Also, somebody using a saw or something. Let's move on. And also acrylic. So now that the book, not the book. We're not talking about that. This is my latest book because we are going to remove the paper. That's how you do the transfer. All right, done and done. Thank you for watching the bloopers. Bye. See you next time. Bye.